I'm John Hudson, pastor of the Pilgrim United Church of Christ in Sherborn, Massachusetts, and the writer of Spiritually Speaking, a weekly newspaper column for Gannett Media. And I welcome you to another of my twice-weekly video essays with thoughts about how all of us can lean into and get through these strange and amazing days. So today, the pharmacy here in the small town I live in, it is closing after more than 50 years of being in business. In the large scheme of things, especially in the midst of the pandemic, I suppose it's not really a big deal, not an event that will end up on the front page of the newspaper, not even something that will mean any more of a change for me and others, other than having to drive a bit farther to pick up prescriptions and other things. But yesterday, I went into that pharmacy for the last time, and I saw the crew of folks still working away so diligently. They who have worked without stopping since COVID-19 hit. And I thought, I don't appreciate folks in institutions like this enough. And it is sad that it takes the closing of such a place to make me realize how much I have to be grateful for in my one life. And yes, for something as simple as a pharmacy, a place to go when you need help, and in the case of my local apothecary, a place I've always been treated so well, with kindness and care and professionalism. Reminds me too that even in the midst of all the hard and bad stuff we've had to face into still, I am so thankful, and I need to appreciate even more all the good, even in the midst of the bad. Like having a job where I make a difference in folks' lives every day. Boy, do I take that for granted. Or having family around to visit with me and give me a sense of normalcy. Remind me that I am loved, even as I sometimes have to isolate myself. Or I think of my friends that I now hang out with on Zoom every single week as we get together for a few hours and just laugh and joke and talk. They have been a lifesaver. Or my new vegetable garden in the backyard that will keep me occupied and engaged outside this summer. Or even the new bike I bought with my relief check and how excited I am to ride it. What do you need to appreciate more in your life? Who do you appreciate? People who love you, who remind you that you are so much more than you might imagine in any given moment. What institutions and places, yes, as simple as a local pharmacy, make your life better? And have you thanked the folks who serve you so well in those places? First responders and teachers and coffee shop clerks and neighbors. One of my favorite quotes about being thankful comes from the book, The Color Purple by Alice Walker. And yes, it is a colorful quote. In it, the main character makes this life observation. I think it pisses God off if you walk by the color purple in a field somewhere and don't notice it. That's the key to appreciation as a spiritual discipline and practice, and as a way of just making your life and my life more grace-filled and more joyful and less envious and less negative. We've got to notice all of the good in this world, and especially when it can feel as if the bad is crowding everything else out. So who and what in your life needs to be appreciated more, needs appreciating? Here's a challenge that I put to you this day. Spend a few minutes and sit down and take pencil and paper and draw up a list of just 10 things that you appreciate. People, places, things, institutions, communities, and maybe even think about making that list every single day. We can never, ever be too appreciative or too grateful. Thanks for joining me. Our church offers worship every Sunday morning on this Facebook page at 9:50 a.m., and we'd love for you to join us. I will be taking a break from these essays for about a month, but will return in early July. And I really appreciate that you have watched them. And I pray that somehow they've been a candle of hope in the midst of the dark. Take care And I pray that you and your loved ones, that all of us, that we can keep the faith. Be well, stay safe, and God bless all of us, and God bless our world.